So today I wanted to talk a little bit about what's my purpose for being alive. We've all got a purpose for being alive, but I didn't always know that. I wasn't aware that I actually had anything to be alive for. I believed a lot of lies about myself, like I wasn't good enough, and I wasn't perfect, therefore why bother, and a lot of things like that that just kind of accumulated from childhood and um, different people, including family members that, of course, we only project what we feel about ourselves. So I really believe that nobody cared about me. So why should I even care about myself? And the more I became convinced of that through different hurts and pains in my life, uh, the less I had to live for. Therefore, I ended up having so much emotional pain. I started uh, getting high, and I wanted to get wasted because basically I was trying to waste my life. Um, I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know who I am and who I'm really to be on this planet, because there's a reason it's written on my DNA, just like it's written on everybody else's. And I didn't know that I had a good father on earth as it is in heaven, you know, and that God didn't want to kill, steal, or destroy me like I'd been kind of taught in some religious circles, but that he was actually for me and he had plans for me and a purpose for my life. But since I didn't know that, and I felt through whatever means that I wasn't good enough at anything. So what was the point? And actually, but I didn't know that not having a plan or a purpose could actually be considered a vice, not knowing what I wanted to do when I grew up. So I just decided not to grow up. I didn't know I had a disease of gross immaturity, and I needed to take responsibility for my own thinking, my own actions. And instead of just blaming people or wondering why I didn't have anything worth living for. So um, I actually needed to get some clarity. And there was one time in my life where I was addicted to not only substances or food or whatever, but I was addicted to emotions. And they were negative emotions of self-hate and anger and judgment and criticalness. And I was actually addicted to them. And I would rehearse these things about myself. And I felt the more I judged myself, the more I punished myself and condemned myself, maybe, that I would change. And obviously that didn't work. In fact, it was self-destructive thinking. So I've learned since then to be kinder to myself. Um, I thought God was judging, punishing, and angry. Well, no, that was me. So I've learned that God is loving and kind and gentle. So I choose to be that way with myself. Of course, I don't judge him as being that way anymore, and I don't judge you either. And that has brought a lot of hope to my life because he's given us a hope and future. He is for us, not against us. But there was a time when I just didn't believe that. So I had to change my thinking. The self-destructive thought patterns, the self-destructive emotions, the attitudes, the habits, the behaviors, all my words of, attacking you, because really what I was doing was believing that thing about me. And today I get to change some of those things because I'm aware, where I wasn't before, that I do have value, I do have worth, and I do have hope in the future. So now the question is, what is it? What do I want? What is written in my heart? What's written on my DNA? And the truth is, it was buried under so many years of substance abuse and negative emotions and pain and hurt and self-destruction that I didn't know. So I had a friend of mine tell me once a few years back, Lynn, my biggest concern for you is you'll end up at the end of your life and have totally blown past your destiny. And I'm like, well, I'm busy. So today I've learned that I don't want to be busy. I want to be intentional. Today I sit down with God and I said, what is the plan for my life? What am I born for? What facet of your heart am I here to demonstrate? And while I'm figuring that out, where am I not in alignment with the ways of God, which are kind and gentle and generous and peaceful with Him, with myself, and with others? And so I challenge you today to maybe reflect on, what do you believe about God? You know, because the truth is, what I believed about God was actually what I believed about myself. And it doesn't matter what I think. It's the goodness of God that leads people to repentance. Religion is punishing. And I heard somebody say, we're suckers for the religious spirit. You know, always want to finger point. No, today I get to choose my own thoughts. Nobody can take that from me. So I choose to know that I am valued, that I am the head, not the tail. I am above and not beneath. It doesn't matter when they called me bipolar. That was a fact, but the truth is, He has not given me a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. And I get to choose today who I want to believe. So I want to, be aware of my thought patterns, the negativity of the things I keep rolling over in that hamster wheel in my head that does not speak of peace, which doesn't speak of love, which doesn't speak of truth, which doesn't speak of life.